question is, have you heard from WB about continuing since releasing your film?
Well, no. This is what here's the thing. This is the really, if you want to, I haven't heard from them at all. Like from the day after I released the movie, I haven't gotten a phone call, or it's been radio silence. So I don't. The only communication was Anne's article after the movie was released, but that wasn't directly to me; it was to the people, and that was, yeah. So I don't know. Like, as far as I'm concerned, let's see what happens with Discovery, and that's cool. Yeah. And maybe there's like, who knows? But yeah. Right now, all I know is that as of yesterday, Justice League was #1 in the UK again. So that's cool.
So we attached a clip of Tyrese Maxson asking Zack Snyder that question. Yo, so what's Warner Bros. Said since the movie came out? And since this interview came out with him, pretty cool interview, I'll leave the link down below. I've received a lot of savage messages on Instagram DMs about what I've been saying, and it doesn't correlate to what Zack Snyder said in this interview. But hold up first, guys. Hold up. Let's evaluate and break down what was really said. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu, because this is where the video came from, and you can see the face behind the voice if you really want to. Also check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, aka The Maverick. No, that's not my real name. Some people seem to think I'm called Maverick. No, I'm not. And also check us out on twitch.tv/Warstu. Right, let's get into it. So Zack opens up the question with an answer and says, well, the truth is, I've not heard anything from Warner Bros. I've not heard anything apart from the Ann Cernoff, but he doesn't say fluff piece, but do you know the fluff piece that came out that essentially said the SnyderVerse is dead, it's all dead. But also you got to remember, in that same interview they also said the following: we gave Zack the chance to finish his real movie. No Ann Cernoff, no Toby Emmerich, no Warstu, no Walter Hamada. It was actually AT&T. It had nothing to do with Warner Brothers, although Warner Brothers factored into it, where they were dictating to Zack to the point where Zack made out and said that he was ready to walk away because they wouldn't let him use John Stewart Green Lantern. And I guess you could say the truth was you can have Martian Manhunter, which was really cool as well, because that was a storyline dating back from Man of Steel. Was he, wasn't he? So that really was a cool scene. So let's break down what was actually said. So Zack essentially said he's had no contact with Warner Brothers. But then, interesting enough, at the end he goes, we never know with this Discovery merger. So let's back down a little bit. Let's back a bit. Let's go back a bit further. So Zack Snyder started trashing on Warner Bros, not Warner Media, not AT&T, Warner Bros. Okay, the Warner Brothers studio. A few days before the merger with Discovery, the AT&T, the buyout essentially. This essentially bought AT&T stock out. They're essentially going to own the company eventually. So Zack started trashing on them a few days before that. And you really think Zack Snyder didn't know anything about that? You really think he just started firing shots randomly? And then right at the end, he's like, yeah, but I've just heard that in the UK, the Zack Snyder Justice League is #1 again. So you see where I'm going here? I'm not saying Zack Snyder's a liar. I'm not saying he's lying, but Hollywood people have to keep certain things to themselves. Now, my source told me that there have been meetings with Zack's team and Warner Media, not Warner Brothers. Now, his question was, I've heard nothing from them, implying Warner Brothers. Now, I still believe the information I got. Why? Because this information I got told me that Zack Snyder Justice League was coming to HBO Max before anyone else told me that. So I trust my source because they were right about that. They were right about a bunch of other things to do with the Zack Snyder Justice League. So I still trust my source. Regardless to what he says, I still trust my source. Now, let's hypothetically speak out loud. Let's say Zack does have a plan with Discovery or Warner Media, but he's not letting anything out. You notice how he hasn't trashed Warner Media or Discovery or AT&T or Warstu. Hell, Zach probably doesn't know who Warstu is. But to get my point, it's always Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers is now going to be called Warner Bros. Discovery. Did I get it right? I think I got it right. So you've got to look into it a bit with a bit more validity, a bit more, closer eyes. So you can take this quote out of context and be like, yo, Warstu lied. No, I tell you information that I get told. I still believe there have been discussions going on behind the scenes. Warner Bros. Discovery. You notice how Zach hasn't said anything about Warner Bros. Discovery. It's always Warner Bros. And also, Zack Snyder has made it clear that he will return to complete the Justice League films without hesitation if Discovery Warner asks him. Interesting. Zack Snyder also recently said Ben Affleck wants to shoot the movie. Why aren't the cameras rolling? Do you get my point here? It's pretty interesting to me that this clip comes out and I get sent a bunch of DMs like, yo, what's Stu? You're freaking playing with my heartstrings here. No, I'm not. I'm telling you what I'm told. I mean, I have asked the question if I should stop doing these videos where I say what I'm told by my sources, and people are like, no, keep doing it. So my standpoint is, yes, there are things going on behind the scenes, but Zack Snyder isn't talking about it. He's just going to say factually what's happening. Just because he said, I've not heard anything from them, except for the uncertainty fluff piece, doesn't actually mean he isn't in open negotiations, which would mean legally he wouldn't be allowed to talk because he's probably under NDA. And if there are things happening behind the scenes, like I've been told multiple times since this movie come out. In fact, I heard information a few days after Justice League Snyder Cut got released, and you're telling me Zack's not heard anything, and Zack's saying, nah, not heard anything. But he's talking about Warner Bros, not Warner Media, not AT&T, not Warstu. So my standpoint has not changed. No, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of negativity in this video because Zack Snyder has said, no, I've not heard anything, but then he's like, yeah, but what about Discovery? Oh, right, yeah, Justice League's #1 in UK. You see there's a pattern emerging here, and also, if you see in all these interviews Zack's taken, he's dropping little teasers and Easter eggs about the movie coming without outright saying it. Do you not think it's a bit interesting how he keeps talking about what would happen in Justice League 2? And then all of a sudden, Warner Bros. Executive did not understand that the Speed Force that Zack Snyder created didn't understand the Speed Force in Zack Snyder's movie back in 2016. There's a lot of things being dropped that people are like not even seeing. And then at the same point in the same interview, they spoke about the fact that they wouldn't let him use the John Stewart scene. And so I was like, well, if this is the last movie, why can't they do it? And apparently he did say that he was willing to walk away, but he wouldn't have walked away. No chance. So it is interesting. And Zack comes out and says they tortured him. Warner Bros. Were torturing about what he could and could not do. And Zack Snyder still has hope for the restoration of the SnyderVerse. Now, you're telling me just because Zack said publicly that Warner Bros. Hasn't spoke to him since. You really believe that? You really believe he releases a movie and not one single person from Warner Media has spoke to him? I believe the info I had. I still believe it because other people have heard the same things. There are things going on behind the scenes. Obviously, this Discovery merger changes the game, but also it makes the game a bit easier. And the fact that the Justice League Snyder Cut is like selling records, #1 in UK, selling out pretty fast. You really don't think anything's going on behind the scenes. Guys, I can't educate you. I can just tell you what I've been told. My standpoint hasn't changed. Now, if you come at me, bro, at least bring facts. Don't just say, yeah, but Zack said. I know what Zack said, but I've been told behind the scenes what's really going on. So like always, guys, I still believe, based on the factual evidence I've seen and what I've been told, these discussions have been going on behind the scenes. The same with Ben Affleck. HBO Max series potentially happening. There are talks going on behind the scenes, but like I keep saying, guys, in journalism, in reporting, stories can change, stories can evolve, evolution can happen. Remember when Variety, Heroic Hollywood, all them places like, no, the Snyder Cut is never happening. Remember when Mr. Fairy Unicorn guy was like, yeah, there's going to be fairies or unicorns, and then Mr. Fairy Unicorn now makes 7,000 videos about it, about the fact that it's here. My point exactly. So guys, there's no need to lose hope because Zack is literally telling us that he still thinks it could happen. Let's see what happens with Discovery. He's like winking behind the camera. Could he make it any freaking more obvious? So guys, nothing has changed. The info I'm getting is still the same, and whenever I got an update, I would update you guys. So like always, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, Twitter, WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.